It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today is a Monday, and like normal, we're making it a Metal Monday. Metal Monday, great thing. But today is a very special Metal Monday, just like last week was a very special and expanded Metal Monday. Last week, as you recall, we listened to all of Side 1 from Sabotage by Black Sabbath on the occasion of that album's 50th anniversary. And so today, a week later, we're coming back to Sabotage and we're going to hear the 4 songs on Side 2 and complete our full album listen to this great album by Black Sabbath. As a reminder, y'all, this is the band's 6th album, coming off their very successful album, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath from 1973. And while the album was being recorded, they were embroiled, the band members were embroiled in legal disputes with their former manager. They had a bunch of conflict and distracting things that were plaguing them while they were trying to come up with all of this music and continue their legacy and their career. And they came up with the title of the album, Sabotage, because they felt like they were being sabotaged and getting punched from all sides. It's amazing to me, the songs that I heard last week. We heard Hole in the Sky, Don't Start Too Late, which was that short acoustic instrumental from Tony. We heard Symptom of the Universe. We heard Megalomania. Some wonderful songs. It's amazing how they came up with these really sophisticated songs in the midst of all of this craziness that was going on around them. So I am really, really excited to get to this second side today for a few reasons. One, I've never heard any of these songs before, so all of these will be a first time listen. And two, I was so impressed by the musicianship and the songwriting on Side 1, and then y'all told me, just wait, Doug. Wait till you hear Side 2, because the great music is going to continue, and you're going to love it. So I'm really, really eager. We're going to hear Thrill of It All, Supertzar, which is another instrumental that apparently includes a choir. Yay for me. Get to hear a choir today. The song Am I Going Insane? And then in parentheses it says radio. And then we finish off with a song called The Writ. And I think that one's going to speak most directly to the people that they were in legal disputes with. Of course, they're going to write a song about that. So let's get to it, y'all. It's going to be a wonderful listen. We've got Ozzy Osbourne on lead vocals, Tony Iommi on guitars and keyboards, Geezer Butler is on the bass and some synthesizers, and Bill Ward is on drums and percussion. We start off Side 2 with a song called Thrill of It All, and I am ready to get right in and going, y'all, so let's do it. Black Sabbath with Thrill of It All. Here we go. This year first. Cool. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And it's a major 4 chord. Minor 1, major 4. There's the 3. Or is it in B? So are we in B or F sharp? Because as we started, I thought we were in F sharp and B was the 4 chord. But I think B's the 1 chord. Cool. All right. I hear that is the major third and the minor third. yada da da. Those two notes I hear is the major third and the minor third of that chord. Another great riff from Tony. Got a little chromaticism in it. All right, Ozzy's talking to Jesus. All right. Won't you help me, Mr. Jesus? Won't you help me if you can? When you see this world we live in, do you still believe in man? Another key change. They went up a step, I do believe. Sol fa me re do. Okay. 4, 1. Yeah, they're in a whole new key, y'all. And this is part 2 of the song. Thank you, Ozzy. Oh, yeah. Listen to the extra, like, brass and synths that they've got in there. Come alive. So I think they're back in B. Sol, do, te. Back to this riff. Down a half step, ba-dum, ba-dum. The extra sounds on this. Amazing vocals from Ozzy. This is a great tune, y'all. And they're in a major key. And they're playing a major 1 chord and a major 4 chord. A heavy metal band playing in a major key, just doing 1 and 4 for a guitar solo. And that's how they're going to wrap this one up. I really enjoyed that tune, y'all. I've got the entire album just set to go, and I'm going to stop it, I think, between the tracks. I did this last week because there was a couple of tracks that went really close together. So I did the same approach this time. If there's a stop in between the tracks, I'll of course stop. And I want to talk about this one because the perspective in this song really took a turn in the later verses. We've got part 1 and then part 2. And it starts out, we're questioning life's meaning. We're taking quite a negative view about the whole thing, right? When he was talking to Jesus. Before that, he says, clutching violently, we whisper with a liquefying cry any deadly final answers that are surely doomed to die. Crazy. And then he turns to Jesus, says all of this stuff. Do you still believe in man? And it continues, if my songs become my freedom and my freedom turns to gold, then I'll ask the final question if the answer could be sold. Lovely lyric. And then after that, we turn to part 2, the key changes as I remember. And they go, well, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I've got no reason to lie. Forget your problems that don't exist, and I'll show you a way to get high. Completely different. And that's why I said, thank you. Ozzy's going to show us how to get high. I think Ozzy's got some practice. And then they say, so come along, you know your magic to me. Remember, freedom is not hard to find. Time to stop all your messing around. Don't you think I know my own mind? So the later verses, it shifts from a more negative view of life and the meaning of life, that view of the whole thing. And it's shifting to a more carefree attitude. We are encouraged, right, to forget our problems and get high. Occasionally that helps. And we are encouraged to try and enjoy as much as we can the experience that this life has to offer. It's a really, really cool way to start off a side of music. And I really enjoyed it. I'm going to move on to the second tune. Excuse me. And it's called Supertzar, and it's spelled super and then Tzar. I think they're taking that word from the Russian Tsar, right? The leader, the dear leader, right? So apparently Tony wrote this track on his mellophone at his Mellotron at his home, and they ended up bringing in the London Philharmonic Choir to provide some backing vocalizing on the piece. There's no lyrics that I found, so I think this is just an instrumental, but apparently we're going to have some choir voices in there, and that's really intriguing to me. And the funny thing that I read was that when Ozzy showed up at the studio and saw the choir there, he thought he had gone to the wrong studio and he left, and they had to go get him and say, no, you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and see what this one has in store for us. It is Supertzar by Black Sabbath. Here we go. That's a little bit of the same rhythm, or the same riff. Yada bada. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Orchestral bells. Choir on awe. It's in 9. And I believe we're rooted in on an E. Put this in the category of something I never expected to hear on a Black Sabbath recording. And the Lydian Resolution into that D chord. D major. Ha! Yada-dum. Those are half-step motives. That's expanded from the half-step motive that's in the main riff. Ba-da-ba-da, that little half-step motive. Really, really fascinating. And then when they go to that chord, they go straight to 4. choir sounds great. Harp in there? That's how those half steps are expanded to make a bigger riff. Really fun. I wish there was some footage of this being recorded. I'd love to see some behind the scenes of that. That's fantastic, y'all. A straight ahead instrumental tune. But again, it's based on these little riffs. And I think that Tony took the riff, that little half-step motive that we heard in the first song, coming down between the major third and the minor third of the chord. And then he just spun it out in a different key, I think. And then just expanded on it. He's like, let's go for it. Bring the choir in. And they sounded incredible. I wonder if those choir members ever thought that they'd be recording with Black Sabbath. The same way that Ozzy never thought that he'd be recording a Black Sabbath album with the choir. This is fun. This is fun, y'all. Next up is a song called Am I Going Insane? Radio. And this ended up being the only single release from the album. It was released a few months before the album itself was. And I got a great note about this from my friend Ash, who lives in the UK. He sent me a note about this song saying, the subtitle to Am I Going Insane? Radio refers to the former UK high street store called Radio Rentals. It's a rhyming slang for mental, as in being insane. Back in the 60s and 70s, it was usual for working class homes to rent their TVs, and Radio Rentals was one of those stores that you could do that from. Other similar stores were Rediffusion and Multi-Broadcast. They also manufactured TVs under those company names and also provided a TV repair service. Back then, TVs were much less reliable and frequently broke down or blew vacuum tubes and needed to be replaced. Thank you, Ash. That really was helpful for me as I was reading in for this one. So let's get to it, y'all. This is Am I Going Insane? Radio from Black Sabbath. Here we go. Or sounds like I wasn't expecting to hear. Major chord. Flat 2. Down. Down. Full step.
When I step outside, I'll feel free. Think I'll find a place to
So it's a flat 6 chord, major chord, flat 7, and it lands on a major chord, on a 1 chord that's major instead of minor. And then they bring in the flat 2.
Now my life is hard to see. So
almost a pop sensibility to it, doesn't it? Guitar solo. Woohoo! So into the chorus progression, but still a guitar solo. And a relatively tame guitar solo for Tony. If I don't sound very cheerful, I think that I'm a schizophrene. So tell me, people, am I going insane? Sometimes I ask the same question, y'all, when I look at what's going on in the world and I see the stuff going on in the news. Am I going insane? Is this actually happening? Some maniacal laughing in the background. Crazy. So that one did. It was going right into that next song. I'm going to have to stop to back that one up a little bit. It goes right into the Writ. So let me talk about that one really quick, and then we'll get to the Writ, the last song on the album. I'm a little gobsmacked at how that sounded. That could go on any rock and roll radio station and be kind of a rock pop tune. It doesn't sound like the traditional heavy metal that I've heard from them. They're kind of moving. They're keeping the riff sensibility, but they're exploring these new areas, these new sound areas. It's really intriguing, y'all. It really, really is. Everybody's looking at me. I'm feeling paranoid inside. They've used the song Paranoid before, right? When I step outside, I'll feel free. Then I think I'll find a place to hide. That's sometimes what I feel like in this world these days. When I step outside, the world. I think I'm going to go back inside for a bit, y'all. Let me know when it's okay to come out again. Every day I sit and wonder how my life used to be. Now I feel like going under. Now my life is hard to see. Am I going insane? Tell me, people, am I going insane? It's really fascinating. Questioning is sanity. So let's get to the Writ. This is the last song on the album. And as I read in here, it's also one of the longest on the album. Not quite the longest. That was the last song on side one. But this looks like a very direct and pointed song. Basically an angry open letter to their label and their management. And they're calling it the Writ, which of course is a legal thing. So I'm really ready to get to this song and finish out the album. I need to move back my cursor just a little bit, and we'll catch this song as it comes out of the maniacal laughter from the previous tune. Here we go. Okay. Goes from laughing to wailing, moaning. kind of people do you think we are? Another joker who's just a rock and roll star for you? Just 1 to 5. I think we're back in B. Down to flat 7. Mix the Lydian progression. Down by fourths. Cool. It's almost like a didgeridoo down there. Taking their time. You bought and sold me with your lying words of voices in the dark that you never heard came through. Wow. This was a song. That's you. Wow. Yeah, the anger I once had has turned to a curse on you. They are not happy. Are you a Satan? That's you. Oh, the Satan line's coming up. I skipped ahead. And again, major key, right? These are major chords. That's an A to an E. Not back to B. Cats and rats. I love the vocal and octaves. Fornication of your golden throne. They are not playing around, y'all. Major step up, full step. Nice.
A smiling face, it means the world to me. Yeah. So tired of sadness.
They're moving around harmonically, y'all, in a way that I rarely have heard music from this band. Major.
My life is started some time ago. Where it ends, I don't know. I thought I was
And again, orchestral bells, acoustic sounds,
I thought I was fine.
Lydian fourth.
I feel my world being torn apart. But everything is gonna work.
It almost sounds like Led Zeppelin, y'all. It's like heavy metal and hard rock are just blurred. I'm here for it, by the way.
Too many people advising me, but they don't know what my eyes see.
Minor 3. This comes back. I think it's the tritone, the diminished fifth that comes down through the fourth. Is this how the whole album's going to end? They're going to fade out on that chromatic riff. How about that? I had to turn it up. What the fuck was that? It's still going. What the is that the hidden oh, okay. I think I remember reading about it and I didn't make a note of it. I think that's a hidden track at the end of the whole album. Boy, it was at a really low volume level. Let me hang on a second. I need to look something up, y'all. I need to get more information about that. Hang tight. Let's see. Black Sabbath. Okay. What is that thing called? What is that? Where was that note? Note. Some versions of Sabotage contain a short hidden track entitled Blow on a Jug, starting at a very low volume right after the end of the Writ. Well, that's weird. And it looks like it was kind of an unintended song, and it was born from Ozzy and Bill fooling around in the studio, maybe between takes, between stuff, just having a good old time, and they put it on the end of the album. Well, that's interesting. Listening to this album was a very, very rewarding experience. This is my 18th video, y'all, dedicated to the music of Black Sabbath, and I've heard a lot of their great songs. A smattering of great songs throughout their discography, but this is only the second time that I've heard one of their albums from front to back. The first time that I did that was with their debut self-titled album. And what a difference the sounds on this album are compared to that one. And not too many years in between them, you know? This album, Sabotage, was not, I don't think, one of the band's best-selling offerings. That being said, I find the music on this album to be quite extraordinary. They've taken that heavy metal genre, which they had a pretty big hand in developing the sound for, right? And helping define. And now they're starting to take further steps. in several directions. There's experimentation in this. There's some combinations of acoustic sounds and electric sounds. They've got some keyboards and synths. They've got, other stuff than just heavy guitars and bass and drums with Ozzy's voice. And the thing that I keep coming back to is the mere sophistication of the songwriting. And it reveals to me just how much growth that these musicians had over a relatively short period of time. And they managed to produce some lasting and truly great songs amid a very distracted and I would say hostile recording environment. And what ends up happening is we get an album that is not quite like what we've heard from them, but it's really excellent. It's really, really good. It stands the test of time for me. I don't have any hesitation in saying that if I had the choice today to listen to Sabotage or the self-titled album, I'd listen to this one. I find it more interesting. I find it more varied. I find it more sophisticated. I find Ozzy's singing just wonderful on this. And I said this last week. It's amazing to me how Ozzy, rest in peace, right? I mean, we're still really kind of gobsmacked and reeling from Ozzy's recent death. And that's part of the reason why I've been coming back to Black Sabbath, was the culmination of this band's storied career. And then Ozzy passes away, right? But man, the thing that I've noticed about his singing is how good his diction and his pronunciation actually is when he's singing. I can understand him when he's singing better than I can understand him when I've heard him talking. And that doesn't happen very often. It really doesn't, right? Normally it's, oh, yeah, they're talking. I can understand them. They start to sing. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they singing? But you can really follow what he is singing about and what he's saying when they play. And the band, I think, here is just at the top of their game. And it's amazing that they did this with so many distractions. There's not a bad song on the entire album, y'all. I liked all of it. I really did. I'm looking back here. Thrill of It All had those two parts, not even really a chorus, just an opening part moves to a second part, some modulations in there with Supertzar, the instrumental. We got the choir coming in there. Really, really fascinating. That riff in 9/4, let's call it. Am I Going Insane, which was like a poppy sound for them, like a rock pop sound. And then the Writ, where they are going at, oh, by the way, management, our record label, it's the last song on the album, but yeah, we're going to talk right to you. And we're going to make sure that all of our fans know that we're talking right to you. We're not happy. Yeah. Starts out, the way I feel is the way I am. I wish I'd talked before I started to run to you. What kind of people do you think we are? Another joker who's a rock and roll star for you? Yeah. He's like, don't treat us like we are a commodity. Treat us like humans. Treat us like musicians. Treat us like people. Damn it. Don't just take us for granted because you can make money off of our music. I think that really was the crux of it. And with that, y'all, I think I'm going to call it a day and a video and just reveal my love for this album. I really, really enjoyed these two listens. And, you know, I said it was my 18th video featuring music from Black Sabbath. Somehow I missed all the songs on this album before coming and listening to this album for its 50th anniversary. And these were just, I had a great time, y'all. These were great songs, fun to listen to for the first time. And I can't wait to listen back to these tunes. Really, really cool. I'm sure we'll get back to Black Sabbath, y'all, before too long. But, these last few weeks, it's been hard, emotionally hard for for heavy metal fans around the world. These are the godfathers of heavy metal, and not only has their career as a band come to a thrilling and cathartic conclusion that was emotional enough, but then Ozzy passes away and we're like punched in the gut, and it still hurts. So yeah, it's hard to believe that Ozzy's gone. He's been such a commanding presence for all of these years, and one of the great vocalists of metal, or just of recorded music of all time. Just one of the greats. And I look forward to coming back to music from this band. I know we've got a lot more from them to get to, but that's going to be all for me on this occasion, my friends. I've really enjoyed looking into Sabotage from Black Sabbath. Side 1 was last week. Side 2 was this week. Feel free to go back and listen to Side 1 if you'd like, if you missed that one. But I'm really appreciative of y'all being here for this expanded edition of our Metal Monday offering. Thank you very much for being here, and we will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.